Craig Mumm, Associate Principal Violist of the Met Orchestra since 1983. And as you can see, I've put my time during this pause to good use, practicing the accordion and arranging music for viola ensemble to use with my students. I've arranged arias, tangos, boleros, popular songs. I teach at the Manhattan School of Music, and recently I've been doing a fair amount of online remote teaching with students in Mexico and South America, and that's been a real joy for me. Well, as a matter of fact, I've been using this time to work on my golf game, and I've made a lot of progress. I've gone all the way from god-awful to barely passable, so I'm very pleased with that. Well, I come from a musical family, very musical family. My grandfather was a band leader during World War I, field artillery band. My grandmother toured the country in the Roaring Twenties in an all-girl saxophone band. And if you've seen the movie Some Like It Hot with Marilyn Monroe, you kind of get an idea of what that must have been like. My father was concertmaster, Edward Mumm, was concertmaster of the Milwaukee Symphony. And before that, he was a staff musician at WGN Radio in Chicago. In those days, staff musicians kind of did a little bit of everything. He was concertmaster of the radio orchestra, but he also sang. He had a live radio program, Eddie Mumm and the Country Fair Boys, and he even played trumpet in the Bozo Circus Band. My wife, Mary Ann, is a violinist. She was an associate violinist in the Met Orchestra, and now she teaches, she's adjunct professor of violin at Montclair State University in New Jersey. Our two children are both professional musicians. Andrea's a harpist, and she lives in Charlotte, North Carolina, and my son-in-law, Mike Trammell, is a singer and the director of the Bach Academy, Charlotte. My son, Daniel, and daughter-in-law, Mitsko, are both cellists, and they live in Charleston, South Carolina, and they work with the Charleston Symphony and other symphonies. Did I mention Charleston? My grandson, Keijo, lives in Charleston. He's 10 months old, and he's the center of our attention. Well, actually, my favorite is not exactly an opera, but it is by an opera composer. It's the Verdi Requiem, and I think that piece is absolute perfection. I can't imagine another piece that has captured the meaning of the words of the Mass before or since as perfectly as that piece. It's extremely moving. You know, at the Met, it's grand opera in addition to the singers, the orchestra, the soloists, the chorus, the ballet, all the scenery. The children's chorus, we also use a fair number of animals. And in the last scene of Verdi's Falstaff, in the Windsor Wood scene, where there's goblins and fairies and all kinds of stuff going on, and one production we had animals, a lot of animals, and we had a flock of sheep. Well, at the first performance, the soprano singing her beautiful aria, and the sheep decided to sing along with her. They're all going bah, bah during the performance. The audience, of course, went wild over this. Needless to say, they were gone. The sheep were gone by the second performance.